So YouTuber Reilly Elaina, someone who is known for making expose kind of videos on various topics online, would make a video about a goth YouTuber named It's Black Friday, a real OG in the general YouTube scene. The video came out about 3 weeks ago, and I remember seeing it pop up on my timeline, but I just didn't really care. However, Black Friday would make a response video, and her response video would completely dismantle Reilly and show her to be a rather unhinged and very, how do I put this? Somebody who really doesn't do very good research when she makes her videos. For example, the intro to Reilly's video is very unhinged and bizarre, as she's basically threatening Black Friday, assuming that she would abuse YouTube's DMCA to get hers taken down when Black Friday has no history of doing anything like that, and it just comes off very paranoid and aggressive.
Listen to me very closely. If you attempt to get this video taken down, not only will you bring even more attention to it,
but I will never stop talking about it.
I will make multiple follow-up videos and I will monetize the hell out of it. Do not do something stupid. It will not bode well for you. I can promise you that.
Now there's a lot of things that Reilly talks about in the video, but let me tell you some of the more tamer things I don't really need to show y'all. For example, Reilly assumes that Black Friday married her BF because she wanted a German visa and not because she actually loved him at one point in time. And at that, why does this really matter? I don't know about y'all, but I don't really give a fuck about that. Just like another thing Reilly talks about where she assumes that Black Friday stole money from fans for their wedding and instead used it to party because the wedding wasn't super extravagant. When it's like, maybe they just wanted a chiller wedding. It's really that simple. So to make something out of nothing in this case is just really bizarre, and it shows that she was really reaching to look for anything that can make her look bad. In fact, there's other things that don't matter that much. She talks about the ex-husband, but that's not Black Friday, that's the ex-husband. Some random people online saying she's bad, so she parrots those words. At one point, she accuses Black Friday of being neglectful to her pets based on basically nothing. Black Friday will end up revealing in the video she rehomed them, so she wasn't there for them all the time, and then COVID happened, so she couldn't even be around her pets during that whole time. And at one point, she even brings up Black Friday's mother being crazy, but it's like, that's Black Friday's mother, that's not Black Friday. They're two separate people. If this was a video about Black Friday's mother, sure, go ahead. Just because her mother is crazy or does stupid things or whatever doesn't mean Black Friday condones it or whatever because she's born by her. Again, it's just really pedantic, nitpicky, and stupid points. Like this next one where Reilly implies that Black Friday is racist because she made a tutorial video on goth makeup.
This is a video where she shows us a formula she made that is meant to, of course, lighten your skin tone.
No, it isn't.
Racist undertones here. Promote skin lightening. The racist racism. You can better conform to goth and alternative Eurocentric beauty standards.
I have said repeatedly that goth has nothing to do with skin color, that you don't need to be white or pale. That is a recipe for a nice sugar scrub with the option of adding lemon and parsley if you want to even out skin tone. So racist.
I kid you not. Reilly saw the title and thumbnail and assumed that this was some sort of racial allegory or whatever the fuck, when it was just a skincare routine that if she watched the video would have come to understand. Like, this is basic research 101. This isn't even research 101. This is research 1. You see a topic, you click on the video to see what you can extrapolate from the data, and any normal person would have extrapolated, oh, this is just to make your skin look nicer. Not Black Friday trying to get people to whiten their skin in the glory of the Third Reich. As you can tell by that whole clip we just saw, Reilly is making a lot of huge leaps in logic and doing very little research. And there's more examples of that very little research going on, such as assuming an incident Black Friday had at the Louvre was her being loud and brash when getting kicked out, when actually it was because of the way she was dressed.
Basically, Freya and Matthias—
It's Matthias, actually.
She and Matthias entered the Louvre. While inside, Freya was waving a selfie stick around while talking loudly.
This is not what happened. We didn't get into the Louvre at all. We only got as far as the entrance.
Reasonably.
I don't know.
They look a bit like what?
Your clothes, your...
What is wrong with my clothes and my hair?
For me, I like it. No, it's not possible to them.
And here is the Louvre later offering me a VIP tour to make up for it. The story that I told back then is the story.
Yeah, all Reilly had to do was watch the video and see, oh, what I just said here is incorrect. It wasn't because they were being loud and abrasive. They just got kicked out because of the way they were dressed. Like, it takes zero effort to figure this out correctly. You just watch the video. There's another part where Reilly assumes that Black Friday was scamming her fans out of a documentary she was making because it wasn't released yet, and so Black Friday shows that it's still in the works and that she keeps backers updated on Discord.
Supporters all got access to a Discord group where they can see what I'm doing. I've taken pains to make sure every single person got a functional invite link.
All Reilly had to do here was see this claim, and all she had to do was contact Black Friday and be like, hey, is this claim about you true? Is it true that you scammed your fans out of the documentary or blah blah blah? But no, she just saw this claim on the internet, took it at face value, and just ran with it in the video. Now this next example of Reilly taking things at face value, this one's probably the worst. She basically accuses Black Friday of neglecting her child by assuming she's out of the country partying instead of being with them at the hospital when sick, when Black Friday actually called the hospital and they said everything was good.
Her child went through a major surgery right before the time she left for WGT. Why aren't you on the first plane home to your daughter who is bleeding out? Your daughter is recovering from throat surgery, and you chose to travel and party instead of being there for her?
Severine's surgery. I'll touch on this because you got that wrong too. I took Severine in for her surgery. We were at the hospital all morning. I wanted to be with her. It got cancelled suddenly and postponed to an unknown date months later. It was a very minor surgery. Adenoidectomy, grommets put in, and maybe some tissue adjusted at the back of her throat. Barnaby took her in for it long after I'd gone overseas. I was on the video phone while they put her to sleep. It all went fine. During healing, she developed a cold. The coughing caused the surgical site to tear in her sleep. Barnaby went to get her up, immediately called an ambulance when he saw blood, and then called me. And I was on speaker on video phone at the hospital so I could talk to all the doctors and nurses and see what was happening. They kept assuring me she was okay, that I needn't worry, but I was losing my mind. She was awake and lucid and hadn't actually lost much blood despite how bad it looked. Do you honestly think I didn't care? I was beside myself. I couldn't sleep. That's my baby. If I'd flown back to New Zealand, it would have taken days, cost thousands of dollars, and made zero difference. Doctors told me repeatedly that she was okay. Oh, and she was able to go home the same day. Nothing further needed doing, and it healed up on its own. Her breathing issue has greatly improved, by the way.
Everything Black Friday here makes sense. It would be a waste of money to go all the way back if the hospital said, hey, you know what, your daughter, she's doing fine. So for Reilly to assume she's being a bad mother when all she had to do was ask Black Friday if this was the case or not, again, just shows a very blatant lack of super basic research skills. Now, I know there are points when you're researching a topic, especially in my case, where there'll be somebody you're looking into and you notice, wow, this person is fucking crazy, you shouldn't contact them. This happens a lot. Sometimes that whole, oh, just contact somebody doesn't really work. However, Black Friday has never shown in her entire online career that she's crazy. So while in some cases, yes, it's best to not contact somebody, in this case, Black Friday could have very easily been contacted when making this video, and Reilly would have had all this stuff wrapped up for her and realized, oh, what I'm researching right now is either bullshit or I'm wrong. But she never did so, and in turn made one of the worst call-out videos I have ever had the displeasure of discovering. Now, after Black Friday's response, a lot of people would turn on Reilly because they basically got swindled in the process. They were led to believe Black Friday was a neglectful mother when she's just like any other human. She made a couple mistakes throughout her life as everybody does, but nothing on a level that Reilly was trying to portray her as in her video. Reilly would in fact make a YouTube community post saying basically that she's back online and privated the video and is looking to make a proper response to everything going on. The comments by this point are not in her favor. There's a lot of people saying you owe her an apology, saying why did she sound so angry in the first place, and basically just accusing her of bullying somebody. There's this one comment I saw that I actually really like. It basically says, if you're gonna be this kind of content creator, you have to verify your sources and have evidence to back up claims other than a screenshot from a random person. Trust me, bro is not a credible source. It's embarrassing for you and has really damaged your credibility. The only thing you should do here is apologize and do better. Also, girl, what the fuck? You were so viciously angry in the video. This is a good comment though, because it goes back to the credible source thing. Sometimes a person can't be contacted and sometimes you can contact them. And in this case, Black Friday could have been contacted. By not contacting Black Friday and verifying the sources, Reilly put herself in a really bad position because after Black Friday responded, it made her video look terrible. Now, Reilly will upload her response video about a day later, and it's a quick 7-minute watch. Basically, she apologizes to Black Friday for making all these giant leaps in logic and whatnot, and while the apology itself is whatever, you know, it's up to Black Friday to take it, not to a random viewer like myself or to other people, she explains her process in making this video, and I think this is the more interesting part of the bunch.
I was emailed this document by a former It's Black Friday fan a few months ago during all of this stuff going on with social repose, and I didn't know if I would ever actually make the video as it didn't fit at all into my particular niche of covering predators and abusers within the alternative and emo subcultures. But since I had been covering incredibly dark stories for the past couple of months, and noticed many of my viewers asking me to cover something less heavy, I thought maybe it would be a good opportunity to cover someone who wasn't a predator or an abuser, but still someone within the online alternative niche who, to my knowledge at the time, had some controversy surrounding them. This person did provide different screenshots of evidence to support these claims, but admittedly, it was not a whole lot to go off of, and they were giving me additional context to the pieces of evidence as well as filling in some of the blanks. I naively believed what was being told to me regarding these allegations, and also naively believed the different things that I was reading in different online forums and threads regarding this person. I should have recognized that there was not enough to go off of here, but I didn't. And as a result of me making this video, this forced Freya to not only have to come online and refute these claims, but even open up about some deeply personal stuff, specifically the trauma regarding her ex-husband's abuse, as well as her mother. I am deeply ashamed of myself and my actions. I would never want to force a fellow survivor to have to come online and reveal their trauma as a means of defending themselves. Freya, I am incredibly, sincerely sorry.
Reilly basically says that she got sent a Google document by a former Black Friday fan that had all this stuff listed in it and just basically read the document for her video. She literally was just handed a document and just read everything verbatim and made all her claims in her video on Black Friday based off a document that she didn't bother to do any extra research into. She just took it at face value. If you're a content creator in this kind of space, you're gonna see Google documents written about people all the time. You have the responsibility to properly extrapolate the evidence within and make your video based on that in a good, proper manner. Reilly didn't do that. If you're ever researching something and it feels like you're reaching in order to get to the goal of whatever you're trying to portray somebody as, 9 times out of 10, you actually are reaching and you're just being really stupid about it. Reilly was being stupid about it because she took a random document at face value, made a 2-hour video, only for that person to respond and show that Reilly was making a whole lot of nothing into something just to get views in her channel. Most of the comments aren't in Reilly's favor. A lot of people are still on the fact that she was so confident in making her video only for it to find out she did basically no research at all. And a lot of people seem to not trust her at all anymore based off what happened, and I don't really blame anybody for coming to that conclusion. However, I can tell just by watching a couple of Reilly's videos while making this one that she's an emotional person. She tends to get really into her topics on a very emotional level than most people I've seen online. And that can lead to some lapses in logic all the time. I've seen it plenty of times before. There's a certain level that you have to find a balance for as a creator in these kind of spaces where you can't get too emotionally invested into a topic. While yes, in some cases it is good to have some emotion involved as it really brings some life to the video, when that emotion is blinding you and getting in the way of doing basic research or coming to basic conclusions about somebody when looking at evidence that might not really be all that despite what it says on paper, that's when you need to take a step back and really come to understand how you can make the videos better on your channel. I'm not gonna say it's over for Reilly because there's been far worse situations I've covered where someone completely loses their career and deserves it, but this is one of those situations where it's gonna be very hard to come back from because so many people have seen it. It reminds me of that Lewis McClung guy from, God, what was that, like a year ago? I don't even remember what exactly happened, but I remember he just said some stupid shit in his videos and then people found out and that was the end of his career. I don't see anything else coming from this, and I do hope Reilly takes this whole situation to come to understand herself better when it comes to content creation. Because yes, while she did fuck up on a pretty bad level, I would say, it's not the worst as I've seen far worse people out there on the internet. I just hope she takes this situation as how to do better research for future projects if she continues her online career. Okay, so like right before I was about to go to bed, I saw that Black Friday uploaded a follow-up. It's nothing major. She's basically happy this is all over with and that she's proud of her community for being smart about everything going on.
She has removed her video and made an apology. I'm happy with it. Hopefully this ugliness can be put behind us. Despite what Reilly had said, her assuming things again, I hadn't pursued legal action.
So yeah, seems she's doing good now, so hey, I guess there's a good ending going on here, I suppose.